Ringo TV reactions. Make sure you double tap that screen to give it a thumbs up. Um, I made a video the other day and we was talking about the situation going on in DC. Crime where blacks are killing people, terrorizing the city, and Trump had enough. Well, now he pretty much deployed the National Guard to clean up shop. Trump is not playing, and he's fed up with black people committing these crimes. A lot of people don't like to hear this truth, but the criminality that's going on in DC, where these YNs are roaming these streets, killing people, he had enough. And basically, he's quoted saying, Trump said Monday on social media that the nation's capital would be liberated today. Those are terms used when a city is under oppression. The black community is silent on these matters. It's like, we don't want to talk about these things. They get mad at me when I speak this truth. Now, the DC Metro Police is under complete federal control, meaning they got to follow the leadership and the guidance of the National Guard, all under Trump administration, to curb crime. And I think it's a good thing. I think it's long overdue. I think they should do this in every state. Like wherever ninjas live is where the National Guard need to be, because, the black man in today's day, he don't want to, clean up his own community. He's always waiting for the white man to come do it. That's all he do. The black man, he want to sit on the corner, drink Henny, smoke weed, look for women to get them pregnant. But all of the crime going on in the black community, he don't want to solve none of those issues. So now it takes Trump, the white man, to come in to clean up your mess. But yet they get mad at me for reporting the news. This doesn't make any sense. No sense whatsoever, fam. You got the youth, they don't even care no more. The youth do not care or respect law. So something got to be done. We cry about, oh, where the leaders at. But when men like myself and others try to instill values in black folk, we get condemned. We get condemned because they say, oh, you trying to fit in with whites. No, you just want to act like a ninja, and we tired of you. So I'm really glad that Trump is making moves to clean up the community, clean up the city. I think it's a good thing. I hope they make a lot of arrests, clean up the street, get these ninjas off the streets, so that people could be human again, so people could be free. Because, the worst thing to experience in this life is to be a taxpayer, worker, a parent, and you're just trying to live your life. And you got these gang members, these YNs, just roaming the streets, just committing crime all day, like it ain't no tomorrow. You can't even go out and have fun no more because they're up to no good. I don't get it. I don't know what kind of world we live in today where people just like committing crimes. I mean, whatever happened to just living your life and just being free? And it's like these ninjas are just jumping out of tree to tree, killing, looting, shootings, stabbings. And you got these social media influencers, rather than them deal with the issues in the black community, they too busy blaming white people. White people don't live in these communities. White people don't live in the black community in the slums. I'm sorry, but I got to give you that real truth. It's these ninjas, these YNs. They out here terrorizing the community. Half of y'all that live in the hood, that are decent people, let me talk to you for a minute. Those of you folks that are taxpayers, hard workers, you go to the 9 to 5, you stay out of the way, you don't tolerate no BS, but you live in these communities and you're trying your best to get out of it. Let me holler at you. You see the nightmare that's going on. You see the drugs, the guns, the gangs. You see it every single day and you're fed up. You're tired of it. You're tired of it because you know you're a civilized human being. But because you live in this environment for the meantime, because you're on your way out, it overwhelms you with sadness because it's like when you look around, these are supposed to be your people. And it's embarrassing. You're looking around and you're like, all of these people look like me. Yet they're savages. Yet they're acting like animals. And then you compare that to other communities. And it just grieves your heart because it's like, look how far we came from. Imagine a people coming from the transatlantic slave trade. All the oppression we've been through as black folk. All the evil done to our ancestors. And how do we repay them? By raising a bunch of animals that are out in these streets committing crimes all day. Our ancestors are spinning in their graves because this is embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing, guys. That you have these youths that are out of their mind. And I hope they bring this to New York too. Because the YNs in New York is wilding too. The crime is wild. They need to bring it out there too. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I know about crime. I know about the gangs. And it's like in the black community, man, this stuff is so normalized, bro. You know, as you get older, you get mature as a man, you begin to look at life and you want to do better. But when you look at the youth, they're out of control. They're out here killing people, shootings. It's embarrassing. And then when you talk about these issues, you get condemned as a coon, a Sambo, and all you're trying to do is lead black folk to the promised land by telling them, look, we got to clean up our own yard. We got to clean up our own communities because if not, you know, these people in power, they're going to get tired of us. So it's like time is up. Trump is not playing. You know, Trump is not playing right now. And now the National Guard is coming in and they're not going to tolerate nothing from you YNs. They're going to put you down. You know what I mean? They're authorized to use deadly force. They're authorized to chain you up. This ain't the regular police now. These are military people. These are people coming in with the training and the tolerance. They understand your mind. They've been training for this day. So when they lay hold of you, it's not going to be sweet. It's not going to be like when you're dealing with the police. No, this is a different breed of force that is going to be unleashed on the black community. Now, Trump didn't release this because of white people. You got to understand what we're talking about right now. Trump did not deploy the National Guard because whites are out there in D.C. running wild. It's blacks, guys. And it has nothing to do with no race issue or no racist stuff. Black people in these communities are not raising their kids. So their kids are savages. They're in the streets all day. They're not reading books. They're not in school. They don't want to attend no colleges. They don't want to work. And it's just unfortunate. And, you know, a lot of you ladies that live in these communities, you know, shout out to y'all. Shout out to the ladies that live in the hood. the ladies that are working, that are providing for themselves, that are doing their own thing. You see this type of stuff every day, and you got love for black men, but at the same time, when you see these animals and these degenerates in your community, it really, it saddens you deeply, because it's like you got love for the black man, but the black man is at the bottom right now. And a lot of these men coming up, you're looking at them and you're like, this is embarrassing. This is a disgrace. Like, what are you guys doing? And you brothers be expecting these women to respect you. Like, I don't get it, where you expect these women to respect you, but you're out in the streets selling drugs, committing crimes, lining people up, robbing and killing each other. Like, there got to be better examples, man. There got to be better examples when it comes to these issues. You know? Yeah, they be on the corner all day, every day, just sitting on the corner, waiting to die, waiting to get picked up. It's like the ladies are the ones that are being productive, while the black men are sitting on their butt, just doing nothing, waiting to live off of a woman. This is why I keep telling you, ladies, fam, all you sisters that are watching these videos that live out in the hood, I understand you might live in the hood. You probably in the projects. I know what the projects is like, guys. I used to live in the projects. I know what it's like, so I know the struggle. A lot of you ladies on your way out. So keep that faith, keep the hope alive. But while you there, you got to stay safe. You got to stay safe, because you're literally in a war zone. You don't know what's coming. You hear gunshots, you hear stabbings, you see the police outside, people dying every other week. And it's like, damn, a 15-year-old got shot, a 17-year-old is dead. You got all this drama going on. Just the other day in New York, you had some lunatic ninja out in Manhattan shooting people, running wild and rampant, just being a savage. People trying to have a good time, can't even have a good time no more. This is why I keep saying we're living in the worst time in history, because back in the day, you used to walk New York with a bear in hand. You used to literally be able to walk New York streets with bear in your hand, and the police never bothered you. Those of you who remember those good old days, you remember that time. Then when they start introducing these laws, people used to put their bear in a bag, and then the police used to pull them over, and they used to get arrested and harassed. Now you can't even do nothing in New York now. It's just crime every day, violence every time. And a lot of this crime and a lot of this violence is coming from black folk. If you really be honest, it's coming from black folk. So you ladies that are in the hood, I got to give you some advice, some tough love. Stop housing these ninjas in your apartments. Stop housing these ninjas, these YNs in your crib, and you keeping them there because they laying pipe, or because, you know what I mean, you feeling sorry for this ninja. You can't feel sorry for these particular dogs and animals. You can't. You got to let them go and fend for themselves. If you are able as a black woman to fend for yourself, if you are able to tie your boots and go out there and make something, why is it that the black man can't do that? Why is it that these YNs don't want to work? Like, these young men do not want to work. They want to live off you ladies. And, you know, you can blame their father not being there, absentee fathers, but it's still no excuse. You have a lot of black men that weren't raised with their pops, but they turn out to be decent black men. And when I talk about black men in this manner, I'm talking about the savages. I'm not talking about the decent brothers. I'm a decent black man. I'm a man. I'm a father. I provide for my kids. I do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? So I'm not talking to the brothers that are on their grind, doing what they gotta do, maintaining. I'm talking about these damn animals that are embarrassing the black community. These animals that make their mothers cry. These animals that are dying young, not even able to reach 30 years old, because they're in gangs, in rap beef, playing trap music and drill rap all day. These guys never graduated high school, dropped out of junior high school. These men don't even know how to read, don't even know how to write, don't even know basic arithmetic, These men, I don't know what they're doing, but they're not going nowhere. Do not let these men come into your lives. If you're a black woman and you got love for brothers, you need to find decent men. Stop dealing with these damn animals. Stop dealing with these thugs talking about, oh, he in the streets, he could protect me. No, he gonna be dead. He going to prison soon. You know what I mean? So I'm really happy that Trump is doing what he's doing. I'm happy that the community is gonna finally get cleaned up. And I hope that they pretty much deal with these damn animals and just get rid of them, because that's pretty much the only way. I mean, you know, a lot of times you have people that have like a religious background and they all thinking all this cute stuff and forgiveness and all this stuff. Nah, you got to put them down, bro. When there's a wild beast in the street killing people, you got to just put them down. That's the only way there's going to be peace. Now, some may say, oh, Ringo is hoping that the white man kill off all the black people. No, not kill off all the black people. Take the animals off the streets and get rid of them for good so that we don't got to deal with them no more. Because if you're not a civilized human being, you got to go. There's no way you as a black man can live in a white community and be selling drugs and be in a gang. They would get you up on out of that community. If you live in a HOA community, predominantly white community, and you're black and you're selling drugs, playing loud music, having wild parties at the house, disturbing the neighbors, disturbing the peace, you will be out of that community. They would not tolerate you. They would vote you out. You'll get fines every minute from the HOA. Somebody's going to hold you accountable. What I'm saying, guys, is in the black community, nobody holds black men accountable. This is why Trump is holding you accountable. Now, you'll hear content creators lying to you, telling you that Trump deployed the National Guard to put the DC Metro Police under federal control because the DC Metro Police are corrupt and they got issues. No, it's not about that. It's about the crime that's coming from the black community that they feel law enforcement is overwhelmed with and unable to maintain and control. For whatever reason, the National Guard is coming in to assist and pretty much do what they need to do so that these law enforcement officers are able to interact with these communities and do what is necessary, even if it means by force, right? This is not about no bad cop, good cop type stuff. So don't listen to those content creators when they lie. This is about controlling the demons and the devils that are in the black community committing crimes. I know a lot of times people don't want to hear this type of stuff, but if you black, you got to wake up to this reality check. Your communities is toxic and people are tired of it. People are tired of the gunshots, the killings, the shootings, the stabbings every day. You look on the news, black people are committing crime every single minute, bro. And y'all committing this crime against yourselves. It ain't even like y'all attacking another race of people. You're doing this to yourselves, man. To yourselves, killing one another. And it's not cool, you know? It's not cool. People are fed up, man. People are absolutely fed up. Let me see what this person says. Says, so this is all it takes to seem important, huh? A good cam, a big hat, and blue lights in the background. Typical ninja, guys. You see what I mean? Do you see what you got to deal with, guys? This ninja is worried about my setup rather than worrying about the black community. You're just this hateful and jealous. You jealous of me, right? You jealous because I'm fly all the time? I'm always Ralph Lauren down, always fly. You mad. You mad because you live with a woman. You mad because you don't got no job bumming it out. You mad because your face is scarred because you've been in that gang so much and you've been in the penitentiary your whole damn life. So rather than you talking about the issues in the black community, you're more concerned about my light. You're more concerned about my hat. When you got bills to pay, dog, why you not at work? Why you not taking care of business as a man? I bet you most likely sitting in some damn woman's house playing PlayStation while she at work right now. You know what I mean? This is what you're focused on. You want to feel important, right? You want to come into the live chat to feel important as if though anybody give a damn about you. You're just another sorry ninja in the hood not doing his damn job while these women out here working every damn day. That's what you doing. You worrying about what I'm doing. when you got bills to pay and kids to take care of? Are you taking care of your kids, dog? Are you taking care of them bills in that house? Or is your woman doing it? Which one is it, dog? You're supposed to be concerned about what's going on concerning this video with what Trump is doing. But instead, you're doing what typical ninjas do. Watching another black man. Always sizing up another black man. Always being jealous of another black man. Always worrying about what somebody wearing. Always tearing something down. This is typical ninja behavior, guys. Ninja behavior 101. This is why I don't rock with none of these damn ninjas, bro. Because this is what they do. This is why you got to get out of the black community. Because if you stay there, you're going to have nothing but hate and jealousy coming your way. They just going to watch you all damn day. It's just crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. Trump need to send the National Guard to all these major cities and clean up shop so that these ninjas can know they're not going to terrorize the city no more. I'm tired of this mess, bro. And this is why we can't get any results, because black men, they don't want to be accountable for anything. Instead, they want to complain and act like they don't need nothing. You need a daddy to whoop your ass. That's what you need. Because a lot of you black men are not men. You're acting like children. Here we got a serious topic of the black community developing savages that are roaming these streets committing crimes. You know what I mean? Even out in North Carolina, you got different pockets and elements in these hoods and the projects where ninjas are just running wild and going crazy. You know what I mean? They need to send the National Guard to all these elements and clean it up. They need to clean it up because enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. Too much crime is happening, bro. Too much. And the women are not happy with it. You brothers are letting all of us down because the decent quality black men, we out here grinding, taking care of our business, doing what we got to do. And yet when we look on the news, all we see is our people committing these heinous crimes. You know, stealing cars, burglarizing homes, violating women. How is it that you brothers are now violating women now? You got black men raping women now. You got black men terrorizing and abusing their women now. This is getting out of hand now, bro. It's getting out of hand and somebody got to do something about it, man. You know, it is what it is. And people be giving Trump all this slack, but Trump is actually doing the work that is needed. He's doing the work that a lot of black men just don't want to do. You know what I mean? And it's sad because, you know, as men, we supposed to be leading the community. We supposed to be regulating the community. See, back in the days when I was coming up, a lot of the men, they made sure and kept us in check. You know what I mean? And we respect it. We respect our elders. We respect the OGs. When they used to come up to us and be like, yo, bro, get off that corner. Go to your house. We listened to them cats. We didn't give them no back talk. We didn't try to ray. No, we listened. We knew that although they were giving us tough love, they was looking out. Back in the days when there were shootouts, they used to tell us, get off the block. It's about to get hot. And they used to warn us. And even though those guys were doing dirt, they used to always school us and tell us, look, don't be like us. Don't sell drugs. Don't be on the corner. And I used to ask them questions, well, why are you doing it? I want to do the same thing. They used to be like, nah, you can't do the same thing. We already messed up. And they used to instill those values in us. And I respect the fact that he was honest. They were honest with us. They told us, don't do it. We don't want you to be like us. We messed up. They were in and out of prison. You know what I mean? Today, nobody's talking to the youth. The youth are listening to drill music now. And all these rappers are fake. None of these rappers are real. None of these rappers are really in the streets. None of them. They're not doing all that. They do that stuff in music because they want to act tough. You can't be in rap music and drill rap holding guns all day thinking that this ain't gonna spill out into the streets. Eventually, you keep rapping like that, somebody gonna want to try you. Somebody gonna want to test you. And that's exactly what's going on in today's day. This is why you have so many people doing this evil, bro. You know? This is why. And this is just sick, man. Absolutely sick. And people don't understand this mess. And you know what's so sad? What I realize in today's day, a lot of people don't have critical listening skills. A lot of y'all don't have critical listening skills. A lot of y'all hear me say stuff and y'all not even paying attention. When I talk about Trump doing what needs to be done. That doesn't mean that everything Trump do, I agree with. What it means is what he's doing right now, I agree with. You know why? Because black men ain't doing a damn thing in the black community. And what's so sad about this is the cleanup that's taking place, black people giving it pushback, acting like, well, we don't want this in our community. Like, which one do you want? Do you want crime and violence, or do you want liberation? Because based on what Trump said, he said the city gonna be liberated. Because it's not just blacks that are suffering right now. You got whites that are suffering too, because they got to be around this poison. They got to be around this mess. You know, they got to deal with all of this nonsense. They're afraid to go to certain places. Look at the other day, you had the white boy who tried to save the so-called woman being carjacked or something along those lines. And what did the black community do? They beat the crap out of the white boy. They beat him up. Think about that now. They beat him up. This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. This is why I keep telling you guys, stop listening to these content creators. You have a damn demon content creator on right now, live, flipping the script, changing the narrative, making it seem as if though Trump deployed the National Guard to supervise the DC Metro Police, as if though they're not doing a good job. Well, we know it's not that they're not doing a good job. The crime is so much that it's overwhelming these officers. And a lot of officers ain't trying to die. They just want to go home to their families just like everybody else. They want to live their lives like everybody else. They don't want to put their lives in danger. But now the National Guard, when they come in, they're prepared for that. They're prepared for war. They're prepared for all the mess. You see what I mean? So be very careful who you're listening to on social media, because a lot of these content creators, especially these black ones, they don't ever hold the black community accountable. All they do is focus on race wars, talking about white people. A lot of these black channels are anti-white. They hate white people with a passion. And when they hear stories like this, they jump on YouTube to try to twist the narrative before people like me come on. But no, I'm on the job 24/7. See, I got Citizens app, so I pretty much get the notifications when things come down the pipeline. I pretty much know what's going on in these streets. And when I see these stories come out, I'm gonna report the news the way it's supposed to be reported. Trump deployed the National Guard not to, I guess, remove any bad elements from the Metro DC Police. No, it's to remove the ninjas off the streets, the blacks that are committing the crime, because that's what they were sent for, to curb crime, not curb law enforcement. So don't let these YouTubers deceive you. Don't let these YouTubers manipulate you. It wasn't about that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But at the end of the day, we have to learn from these issues. Why can't black men regulate their own communities and set order? Why can't black men do that? Why it takes white people to come in and do it? Why Trump how did this reach Trump? How did crime in the black community reach Trump's desk? We gotta blame black men. And this is why black women don't respect us, brothers. You gotta hold this L, black man. This is why the black woman look at you as weak. Because how could she respect a man that won't govern his community, that allow the youth to run rampant, that won't set order? You couldn't do this stuff back in the day. Back in the day, you couldn't do this. The OGs, the elders, they would not let you get away with it, man. And I was raised in a time where your neighbors can whoop your ass. I was raised in that time. Sort of like at the ending of that era. I was raised during the ending of that era. I was born in the late 70s. So, you know, all through the 80s, we had those type of neighbors that literally, that was the last remnant of that generation, that your neighbor would whoop your ass if you were out of pocket. And then the neighbor would tell your mama or your pop and be like, yeah, I saw your son doing X, Y, and Z. He was at the park doing some mischief. So I took a switch at him. And your mom would thank her. Your daddy would thank the dude that whooped your tail. And they would go have a beer. And then your pops would whoop your ASS too. They didn't play back in the day. They did not play. But now, kids don't even get disciplined. Teens don't get disciplined. They don't get punishments. Instead, these parents buy them iPhones, designer belts, Louis Vuitton, Prada shoes. And I'm like, how you in the projects and you got Prada on? You don't supposed to have Prada on you in the projects? How you in the hood and you wearing designer clothes? So they've been spoiled rotten. And because of this, kids want to live the fast life. So in order to do that, they committing crimes in order to get these materials. They want to get the designer clothes. They want to get fly. They want to get the kicks, the Jordans. You know what I mean? They don't want regular clothes. They don't want no Levi's. Nah, they don't want that, man. They want Burberry. They want, all the latest designers. And it's just sick now. Everybody's after the glam life, the style life, nice cars. And then they see these videos with the rappers. That's what they chasing after. So it's either they're going to get it by selling drugs or they're going to get it by robbing. But either way, they're going to do what they got to do to hustle. And this is why crime is up, you know? And you know what's so sad about this? A lot of you mothers, you know that your son is a savage. You know your son is a savage. You know your son is a demon. You know he's on demon time, but you don't care. You figure, hey, it's paying the bills. He's able to put a few dollars in your pocket and you cool with it. You know what I mean? Nah. You got to report that to the law enforcement. If your son is out there on demon time, you can't just have that going on in your house. He keep guns in the house. A lot of you mothers know this. Your son got guns in the house. He's doing all sorts of stuff. And you just let him do it, you know? And you know, sometimes we might think, oh, it's just the black men. No, it's women too. You got women out there that be in the streets. You got women that be hustling and committing crimes and little things, lining brothers up, setting brothers up. So it's not just black men that are committing these crimes. You got a lot of women that are committing crimes too. So don't think for a minute if you're a woman, you in the video, you in the background, you cheering me on like, yeah, get these men, get these men. No, you out there committing crimes too. You out there robbing from stores too. You out there stabbing other women too. Yeah, you shooting women too. So stop, don't act like this is just men doing this. All of y'all doing this. You got a bunch of damn savages in these communities that are committing crimes. And I hope and pray that the law enforcement as well as the National Guard come into your communities and pack all of y'all up, clean up that community. That way the elderly can be in a safe space. The mothers can let their kids go outside and play. The granddaddies and grandpops, they can come outside and sit on the porch and don't have to worry about bullets flying into his drink. They don't have to worry about their dog getting shot. Imagine, dogs are getting shot in DC now. People got their pets outside, their dogs are getting killed now. Dogs are getting hit in the crossfire. Cats are getting hit in the crossfire because the crime is running rampant and nobody don't want to do nothing about it. It's getting crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Says the National Guard know where the problems are. That's why Trump deployed them. You know? That's why he deployed them. Yeah, you say, yes, females are off the chain too. Yeah, I know. I mean, I got to start it off with the men, but we got to blend it into the women too. You got a lot of women committing crimes, guys, some vicious, heinous crimes, and it goes unchecked because you figure that's a woman. She would never do that. No, women, black women are committing crimes in DC, guys, a lot of crimes. Some of these women are working with the men to set other men up, to get other men robbed, to rob somebody's house, to rob jewelry, you name it, credit card scams, going into stores and everybody just loot and just get what they need and walk out the stores and all sorts of crazy stuff is going on. It's done, man. It's like those days are over, man. I think Trump did a good thing. I'm hoping that before the month is over, we hear some good news that they're ridden crime. A lot of arrests are being made because in order to make DC great again, they're going to have to remove the ninjas. And when I say the ninjas, I'm talking about the savages. I'm not talking about decent, civilized black people. Because a lot of times you'll have these YouTubers, they'll be saying stuff like, I hate black people. And I only make videos about black people because I hate black people. No, I don't like ninjas. I don't like savages. I don't like animals that are in the black community terrorizing the community to the point where as parents, we can't let our kids come outside. Some of you that live in the hood that got kids, you can't even let your children go outside to play because you're constantly worried about something popping off outside. So your kid stays indoors all week long unless you jump in your car and drive to a nice, decent park. You know what I mean? How many of you with a show of a one, and this is real talk because I know usins, I know how we move. How many of you with a show of a one take your kids to a decent park? Meaning you go and you drive to a nice park. That's where you take your kids. You don't let your kids play in the community. You literally pack them up and travel outside of the community to go to a decent park in order for your kids to have fun. How many of you do that with a show of a one, guys? Because I know a lot of black folk do that because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. At least you know you're being a good parent. You're doing what you got to do because you can't let your kids go outside and play. Because here's the thing. A lot of these young kids in the black community are animals. And I'm talking about the little kids, not just the big YNs. Even the little kids are acting savage too. And you don't want your children playing around with demons. You know what I mean? Don't think for a minute that all kids are kids and they're all good and it's all, no. You got some little kids that are on demon time. And if you let your children play with those animals, your kids will become animals just like them. And you'll be wondering why your son is cussing now, why your daughter is talking about genital parts and all this other weirdo stuff. You're wondering, you didn't talk to her about this. How she know this? Because that little fresh little fast little girl that she was hanging with started to show her stuff and putting batteries in her mind, trying to make her be influenced by all this other junk. And that's where it all starts. That's where the demon is able to come in. This is why you have to be careful who your kids hang around. It starts from home. It starts from parenting. It starts from doing what you got to do. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the kind of parent that just let your kids go outside in these drug-infested, criminal-infested communities and, you have them outside just doing whatever. That's how they're going to get caught up in the system. Especially if you have a son. If you have a son in 2025 and you live in these areas, you got to be on high alert because the system is going to take your sons to prison. A lot of times we blame the system and say the system is set up to put black men in prison. Well, if you know that, if you believe that, then why aren't you raising your son to be a decent man? Why aren't you raising your son to go get a job? I mean, once your son is a teenager, 16, 17, he's supposed to have a job. I believe out here in North Carolina, a 16-year-old could be out working. You know what I mean? A 16-year-old can have a job. So why is it that all these YNs be in the streets all day when they could be working? You know why? Because their mama spoiled them, their daddy spoiled them, or their daddy is not in the house, right? Or these damn savages are selling drugs and they have no need to go get a job. That's pretty much what's going on, fam. And this is just sad. Said this is the result of no black fathers in the household. Well, if there's no black fathers in the household, we got to blame the mama. Let's talk about it, guys, because I know a lot of times we'll blame the black man and be like, well, the black man is not in the home. No, the mama opened her legs for a savage. Think about this. If the son is a savage, that means the mama was attracted to a demon. The mama laid up with a demon, and for whatever reason, that man was not a man. That man was not a provider. She was just with that man as a sneaky link, and she got pregnant. So a lot of times, even though men make decisions not to be in the children's lives, sometimes these men don't even know they got children because this woman was out in the street being promiscuous and nobody don't want to hold her accountable. So on one spectrum, we got the men not wanting to be accountable. Then we got the women not wanting to be accountable about the men that they laid up with. A lot of these guys that are not in these homes being fathers were never fathers to begin with. Those are just animals that these women were laying up with. These women did not choose wisely. Again, ladies, you have to understand something clear. In order for a man to sleep with you, you got to yield yourself and open your legs, which means a man cannot technically have sexual relations with a woman unless that woman decided to do it. You understand? You are the gatekeepers to sex. Men are the gatekeepers to relationship. If a man don't want to marry you, you will never be married in a day in your life. But in order for a man to have sex with a woman, the woman have to agree to it. So if you had sex with a man and he's not there for his kids and he just want to be out of town and just go his way, it's because you laid up with a man that was no good from the beginning. That's your fault. You did not know that man. You didn't know who he was. You didn't do your recon. You didn't do no investigation. You didn't find out nothing about that man. You just saw his swag. You saw him in the streets selling drugs. You saw some nice jewelry, and you decided to give him a piece. And before you know it, you got pregnant with 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, and that man is nowhere in the picture. And now you out there struggling alone, taking care of all these damn kids, and have all these bills and no food in the refrigerator. So now you got to go on public assistance. Now you got the welfare coming in, and you got so comfortable to that easy life. And now you want a new man to come in and be the responsible man of kids that are not his. No, we cannot do that. That's all toxic and dysfunctional. And I'm tired of that garbage. So ladies, you got to take accountability for what you do. Stop opening your legs to savages and demons. Let's have a new trend. Ladies, stop opening your legs for demons. Can we all agree on that today? Let's clean up the hood in DC. To the women in DC, stop opening your legs for these damn savages. Stop giving head to these damn savages. Stop giving hand jobs to these savages. Stop playing games with your future and your life. Because here's the thing. If you get pregnant by one of these dogs, if you get pregnant by one of these savages, do they have the means to provide to take care of them kids? If that man is not working, why your legs open? If that man is not working, why you pregnant? That man don't even have a damn job and you pregnant? Does that make sense? Is the math mathing? It's not mathing. If he don't got no job and you got a big old belly, something's wrong with that math. Something wrong with that. That's your fault. You should have never got pregnant. That man don't even got a damn job. He don't got no car. He don't got no place to live. He lived with his mama. What are you doing? What are you doing? This damn beast don't have no job and you pregnant? You are a black woman. You supposed to know better. You're going to let a man impregnate you and he don't got no means to provide for the child? Are you bugging out? Are you okay upstairs? He don't got a job. He dropped out of high school. Half of you ladies don't even check to see what this man's education is. And I ain't saying if he dropped out, he's just a bum, because you got guys that they didn't finish high school and they're doing pretty well for themselves. You know what I mean? Maybe they didn't need it. They found what they wanted to do in life. But my point is, run the checklist. No formal education, no job, no place to live, no car. The man don't even have a damn ID. The man is all messed up, dusty and just messy. And you out here opening your legs wide. Your legs is open wide like a damn field goal. Wide. And you letting this man blow your back open, impregnating you, hitting it from the back, and he don't got no job? What? And I'm not saying have no job so that he pretty much just spoil you with materials. I'm talking about a man that can provide for these kids. If he can't provide, you wasting your time. You know? And that's just sad. Let me see what somebody else said here. Somebody said lots of white men would love black women, same as white women with black men. Why are we even talking about that? See, this is what I mean. We here trying to talk about these black issues. We got somebody talking about white men ain't loving you. All right? Let's just stop. All right? White men love their women. Right? It seems as if though people who think like that, right, are normally the kind that figure, well, I'm done with black men. Let me go see if I can get me a white man. And he don't even want your problems because he know he got to deal with your issues too. So it's not just black men. We literally in the black community are just very weird. It's like we try to run to other races to escape our own dysfunctions. Like we got to overcome our demons because what we're trying to do is go to another race of people figuring the grass is greener on the other side. No, it's not. No, it's not. You got demons that you got to overcome. A lot of you ladies think that if you go get with a white man, everything's going to be good. He's going to provide. White men struggle just like black men struggle. It's just that you don't hear about it. But they got their own struggles. They got their own issues. And they're not going to tolerate all that nonsense. When you bring that attitude out, they're not going to tolerate that garbage. You know what I mean? You got a lot of black men. They figure, oh, if I get me a white woman, I'll have peace. You know, everything will be good. You guys are literally running to other ethnic groups of people in order to be saved. Literally, we're literally dependent on the white man to save us. And we're trying to do that in dating. It's sick. You know what I mean? The black man is supposed to be with the black woman. Period. If you guys are not willing to work through your issues and overcome your drama, then your drama is going to spill off into other communities. Because I see it all the time. I see a lot of people, a lot of black men and a lot of black women going out into interracial dating. And it still don't work. You know what I mean? Because why? They're trying to literally find salvation in another group of people. They don't want to resolve their issues. They don't want to resolve their issues. I seen a video with a black woman who was tired of black men. So she said, you know what? I'm going to go get me a white man. She said when she got with the white man, it was the same thing. And you know what I said to myself? It's not the white man that's the problem. It's not the black man that's the problem. It's her. She's the problem. She wanted to control all these men. And it's like no matter what man she got, it was nothing but problems. But she blamed the men. It wasn't the men, it was her. She was the problem. You know? Let me see. Sorry, but white women are the best looking and they go down. Your mind is focused on sex. Your mind is focused on skin. You're sick. You're not thinking about whatchamacallit, long-term success. Just that thought alone, it tells that something wrong. You have an issue with your skin color. Like something's wrong with you as a man. It's one thing to find beauty in all women, but when you say something as asinine as that, something's wrong. And the question I have for you is, where is your so-called white wife? Where is she? Crickets. Crickets, crickets, crickets. No white wife, right? I know. That's my point. You're praising and worshiping women of the other nations, but you don't even have a white wife. You don't even have that. But you're craving white skin because of your lust. So you down your own women in order to do that on a social media platform. If your coworkers knew your thoughts right there, would you show your face at work? No. You won't. The internet allows people to say things that they normally wouldn't say in the real world. You know? It doesn't make any sense. Let me see. Somebody said, I'm married to a black man between you and you, and I'm 25 years old. My woman, what? Hold up. You just said you're married. I'm married to a black man between you, and I'm 25 years old. Another comment says, my woman is Jamaican. And to be honest, I said I would date foreign women. Foreign because the women in Baltimore here are clowns. I'm trying to figure something out because you just said I'm married. I'm a married black man. Okay. All right. I'm a married black man. I guess I was reading it wrong. I thought you said you married a black man. I'm about to say, how the hell you married a black man? But then you're saying something else in the other comment. I was about to damn near start going off. I was about to say, wait a minute, something ain't right here. Black women age well, they don't crack. How many times are you gonna say you're a married black man? Chill, bro, I'm not gay. Nobody said you was gay. So being that you're talking crap in my comments, I'm putting you on a block list, right? Don't be too hasty to post comments, right? Nobody disrespected you. I actually corrected myself, and you coming in here telling me to chill. You don't tell the host to chill, right? It's my show. You know what I mean? You don't tell me to chill. Nobody said nothing to you. You know what I mean? I was misreading your comment, and I corrected myself. Put a 1 in the chat if you saw me correct myself. Put a 1 in the chat if you saw me correct myself where I said, oh, I must have read it wrong. I was about to go off. But now this dude come in here, yo, chill. Oh, I'm not gay. Nobody said you was. You know what I mean? Like, you defending yourself too much, dog. Now it's making me question. Maybe you are. Because I don't know why you getting salty about that. Nobody said nothing to you. Like, I made a mistake, and you got upset with me. I literally made a mistake, and you got upset with me as if though I'm doing something wrong, like I'm disrespecting you. I didn't disrespect you. I didn't say nothing to you. You know? These people crazy, bro. Let me see what else we got here. Why is this black man so angry? See, this is what I mean. This person, I mean, your name says it all. Bipolar midget. Think about this, guys. This person says, why is this black man so angry? Now look at his username. His username tells you everything about him. He's bipolar. You know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense. You know? Why are you here to tell me that New Breed is live? What's the point? Let me put you on the block list, right? Straight on the block list you go. Like, what the hell are you telling me for? Like, you guys coming over here to promote him, but you don't go over there to say, oh, Ringo is live. You don't do that over there. You come over here to promote. Nah, we ain't having that, right? Let me see. Got to be able to take criticism, adulting. Why would anyone take advice from you about who they are with? Well, why are you here? That's the real question. Why are you here? You should leave. You're wasting your damn time being here. You know? You asking me who would take advice from me? You should ask yourself, why are you here? You know what I mean? You can't take advice from nobody. You haven't even taken advice from your parents. That's why your life sucks right now. Right? Let's see. How's your day, big bro? My day is good. Doing a live. We're talking about the situation with Trump. Pretty much deploying the National Guard to clean up the black community because ninjas and savages are running wild and rampant, and black people are upset with me about that. You know? Let me see. Yeah. Let me see. I'm reading some of the comments. Yeah, a lot of that other ninja's followers keep coming over here. Tell them to tell him to go watch Brainwave's video he did the other day, the 10-hour video. Tell him to respond to that. Tell him to respond to my video that I did yesterday. That dude is a straight clown demon. Every minute he talking about Trump, 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 Trump. Dude didn't even vote. He's a damn dog. Talk about how black men make baby mamas of all race. Why? How could black men make baby mamas of all race when you women are opening your legs? Explain that to me. Answer that question. You answer that question, and then I'll talk about the black men. How about that? You said, talk about how black men make baby mamas of all races. Okay. Now, that being said, talk about why is it that women open their legs for men they're not married to? Answer that question. I'm waiting. Come on now. Why do women open their legs? Come on. Nobody don't want to answer that question because a woman can't get pregnant and her legs is open. You see? Do you think we act like this way? Wait. Do you think we act this way due to our history? What history? What history? What history? What history are you referring to? Because I don't want to hear nothing about slavery. I'm tired of black people talking about slavery. I'm tired of hearing people talking about this and that. I'm tired of all of that. What history are you talking about? You're like what? Because I'm not like that. I'm black and I'm nothing like these animals that are out here. Nothing like them. I made good decisions with my life. I made good decisions not to be a criminal. I don't got no criminal history. I never been arrested a day in my life. I never committed no crimes. None of that mess. So I made good decisions. So I don't know what you're talking about. So when you said what you said in terms of, do you think we act this way due to our history? We? No, not we. You're talking about savages. You got to distinguish who you're talking about because it's not we. I'm not included in that. I don't know. Maybe you commit crimes. Maybe you're violent. You have to understand the way you set this up. You got to think about this. Are you talking about yourself because you said we? Do you think we act this way due to our history? My question first, what history? What history can make you act like something? Does that make sense? You know? What history? What history are you talking about that made people act like this? Because people make decisions every day. White people can commit crimes just as black people can commit crimes. You understand? White people can commit crimes just like black people. It's all about decisions. People make decisions. How can black men make all races? Is he trying to say that he's got every race in him? This comment didn't make sense to me. What? I don't know what you're talking about. I raise don't see what? I raise don't see colors, but see characters. Gotta check your grammar, fam. Come on, people. It's 2025, man. You know? Black people are always blaming something for their own delusions. You know? Black people has nothing to do with history. Let's stop playing this little game. Black people that are savages in the black communities are the way they are because it's learned behavior. Kids don't just wake up becoming savage and gang members. They learn this behavior. We got to take accountability. We make decisions. Just like you make a decision to go get a job and be productive. Okay, same way you do that, other people do the same thing. But why can't black men be productive and go get a job? Why is it that black women can become teenagers, 16, 17, 18, and go get a job? Why are they able to do that, but the black man can't? You know? Shout out to Sunshine again for the $2 support. She says, salvage their environment in the hood, drugs, poor. It has nothing to do with poor, have nothing to do with hood. I was raised in the hood. I was raised in the hood, the ghetto, the slums, poor. My mom was on drugs, crack cocaine, right? So how is it that I came from that environment and I'm good? My decisions. You see what I mean? My mom eventually got off drugs, but she ended up dying of cancer later on in her years, and 65 years old. It's unfortunate. God rest her soul. But she was on drugs. I was raised during the crack epidemic. Everybody was on drugs. There was just drugs all in the communities in New York City. Guns, violence, gangs. You see what I mean? So how is it that I was able to defy the odds and make something of myself? No excuses. Nobody to blame. I can only blame myself. So black men are always trying to blame their community, blame poverty. No, poverty should make you want to get off your ASS and work. I don't know about you, but I don't like being broke. I don't know about you. I like to have food to eat. I like to be able to pay my bills. I like to be able to buy nice things. I like to do that. So being poor is a motivator, because when you don't got nothing, it'll make you get off your ASS and go do something with yourself. So why can't black men do that? Come on now. Think about it. And that's the issue that a lot of people don't understand. You see, how is it that I am who I am? See, a lot of you folks are nitpicking, trying to find little nitpicks because your life sucks. Don't try to nitpick with me. You got to look at your own life. Why your life is screwed. You're looking for somebody to blame. Your dad wasn't there. Your mama wasn't there. You were poor. You were living on Section 8. You were on welfare. Stop making excuses. You're a grown adult. And yet you still trying to blame somebody for why you turn out the way you turn out. You turn out the way you are because it's learned behavior. You learn how to be down and out. You learn how to be lazy. You learn how to not do a damn thing with yourself. And you're mad at everybody else who made it. You're mad at everybody else because you're jealous. You're jealous because you were procrastinating your whole life. You've been sitting down watching TV, sitting on social media every day while all your friends went off to college, all your friends decided to work, all your friends decided to start businesses. You're the only one who sat on your butt every day being lazy. You know? Lazy people will always be at the bottom, period. The early bird gets the worm. The man or woman who get up early in the morning to go out there and work are the ones that grow and be successful. The ones who fail in life every day are the people who sit on their butt complaining all day. I don't got time for that mess. You see? Where's my dad? He's in Texas. Now I'm gonna block you because you're being disrespectful. Where's your dad? What do you mean? You're asking a grown man, where's my dad? I'm 48 years of age. My pops is a military vet in Texas. How do you feel? You feel stupid, right? Now I'm putting you on the block list. Do you see these people? And you know what's so crazy is this? That very person is literally projecting their demons. They're mad because the truth I'm spitting is hitting them. Boom, 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 boom. And they're like, I'm upset. My life sucks. You know what? Where's his dad? Where's this? I don't need no dad. I'm a grown man. You still begging for your dad and your mom? We got to grow up, people. We're adults. People still looking for a dad and a mom to take care of them. You a grown adult. You still waiting for your pops? We grown adults. Ain't no mom and dad needed now. You grown. The only time you're supposed to talk about mom and dad is when you have a little child. When you're grown and you're an adult, you got to get off your butt. You still blaming your parents? My goodness, bro. And you wondering why the black community is in shambles. You got grown adults that are still blaming mom and dad for why they are the way they are. This is sick. This is sick. So let me get this straight. So you can't have a life without your mom and dad? So hold up, you go to them for everything you need? You don't want to work? You don't want to provide? I bet some of these folks that are here, fam, they're in their 40s, they still live with their mom. You 40 years old, still living with your mom. That's sick. That's toxic, fam. You 40 years old as a grown man living in your mama basement. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's abuse. That's parent abuse. To be 40 plus years old, living in your mama basement, living in the bedroom that you've been pissing on that mattress since you was a kid, and now you still in that damn bedroom as a man or a woman. You should be embarrassed. That's nasty work right there. No man or woman listening to this live should be living at home with their parents. That's embarrassing. I don't care what nobody says. I'd rather be struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, barely able to pay my rent in my own place, rather than living in my mama house or daddy house in a basement somewhere, getting a free ride. That's embarrassing. That's sad. When you gonna start your life? When you gonna start adulting? And you wondering why we got all these problems? Imagine you living with your mama and you got babies. You got some people like that. They got kids and they living with their mama. Oh my goodness, bro. Men, you gotta go out there and build yourself up. You see what Trump is doing? Trump is cleaning up the community. Trump is not playing. Trump literally deployed the National Guard to go down to DC to clean up the black community because nobody want to do the right thing. Black men don't want to work, so they committing crimes. So now it's under federal control now. It's under federal control, guys. You know? We got to do better. What? You saying all of this from your mama's basement? Guys, do you see the type of nonsense I got to deal with? This person just said that I'm in my mama's basement. My mom is dead. She died of cancer. I'm in my own house. I moved from New York, from the projects, to North Carolina to empower and better my family. Have you done that for yours? What moves have you done for your life? What have you done for yourself as a human being to empower yourself or your family? Not a damn thing. But sitting on social media, being a troll. No results in your own life. Nothing to be proud of. What do you do in your life that you're proud of? That you could look at and say, man, goodness, man, I accomplished this. This is why the black community is in shambles. Because it's full of jealousy and hate. This is why I tell you guys, you got to get away from black folk that are savages. They're the ones that will hold you back from making progress in the world. That's why it is good not to have any friends. You know what I mean? It is good to not have friends. I have some videos I got to upload where I talk about these things, where it's better to be alone in terms of not having no friends and just roll solo. Because if you're going to ever get out of a bad situation, you can't have too many people around you. You know what I mean? You can't have too many people around you. They're going to bring you down, fam. You see? They're going to literally bring you down. And it's always when you're the type of person that make moves. See? I made power moves with my life that I'm proud of. Moves that would have made my mom proud if she was here. And it just saddens me that people in this culture, in the black community, are so evil that there's no love. It's like they're never happy for you. They never encourage you. It's like when you start to rise, they start to try to pull you down. How many of you were going on vacation? You live in the black community, in the projects, in the slums, in the ghettos, and you had your luggage and you were getting ready to go on vacation. Soon as your neighbors and other people started seeing you, you moving? Hey, where you going? The hell you asking me where I'm going? They don't want you to go. They want you to stay. They don't want you to go nowhere. They want you to stay in the slums. They want you to stay at the bottom. All of a sudden, they asking you where you live, where you moving to. You going on vacation. But they so wanting to be in your whatchamacallit, business all day. It's crazy, man. Let me see. I tell you, bro, a lot of people that listen to streams on social media, they have selective hearing. They hear what they want to hear. It's like I could be talking, they'll hear something else that I didn't say. And it's like, it's pathetic, man. It's just sick. Like I could be talking something really good and people hear what they want to hear. They be like, so you saying this, you saying that? I'm like, I didn't even say anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Shout out to Lindell for the support. Says, check these trolls, brother. The mods is in the building. You know what I'm saying? They packing them up. From time to time, if I see comments, I'll pretty much put them in their place, let them know what it is. But a lot of these people be on demon time. And a lot of it is all not race, it's all out of jealousy. The black community is full of a lot of jealous people. A lot of times, the reason why that's why if you live in the black community, it is good not to tell nobody what you're doing. Don't tell them what you're doing. Don't tell them your goals, your dreams, aspirations, nothing. Don't tell nobody, because once they find out, they're going to try their best to try to sabotage your progress so that you don't ever make it out the hood. Making it out the hood is one of the greatest accomplishments any black person can do. It's supposed to be your goal, because the black community is a prison, and it's really designed for you never to leave. You know, unfortunately, it was never meant for you to leave the hood as a black man or a black woman. So when your neighbors and old friends see you leave, they are going to be upset with you. You know what I mean? But you need to separate from demons. You know what I mean? People that are toxic, you got to separate yourself from them. They're going to start to lie. They're going to start to manipulate, gaslight you. They're going to start to accuse you of, oh, you think you better than me because you got X, Y, and Z. Tell them, yes, I'm better than you. Stop feeling like something's wrong when you say that, guys. A lot of you folks worked hard to get to the next level. You worked hard to do what you need to do. And you got people constantly trying to bring you down and try to make you feel like you're not good enough. So they'll tell you stuff like, oh, you think you better than me? Tell them, yes, I am better than you. I made better decisions than you. I got better credit than you. I saved my money better than you. I'm making better choices than you. And that's why I'm not living here no more. That's why. So I am doing better than you, because you feel I'm doing better than you. So I'm just telling you what you believe. And then when you tell them that, they're going to get even more mad. They were never your friends, guys. They were never your friends. They were never your friends. If you in the hood and you leaving, people that know you supposed to be happy for you. If your neighbors aren't happy for you, they were never really cool with you. They're saddened. A neighbor supposed to be happy. They supposed to be excited. While they seeing you packing boxes and leaving, they supposed to be like, hey, yo, bro, hey, good luck out there, man. Hey, come back and visit, dog. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Hey, I'm happy for you, man. If you got those kind of neighbors in the hood, those are true blue good people, because they're congratulating your success, because they want that too, you know? So it's always good to be kind to people. But in the black community, there's really no love. Nobody really never loved. That's why, you know, Trump deployed the National Guard to clean up the community, because we have too many savages in the community. Hopefully, once they remove all these demons and devils from the black community, people will begin to show love a little more, and we'll be able to actually grow and start some things. But for right now, it's too much hate. Look at all the hate that I get when I go live. Look at all the trolls that come in talking ish. You know, somebody actually accused me of being in my mom's basement by sitting here doing a live. They don't even know me. But they assume that because they're projecting what they are. They're in their mom's basement. So to make themselves feel better, what they do is they accuse you of being the same thing. You see what I mean? That's how people are. They always projecting their demons onto you. In other words, if they don't got no job, they'll say you don't got no job. If they don't got no marriage, they'll say you're single and miserable. They'll project on you what they're going through. You know? This is why it's really good to roll solo. Don't tell nobody about your dreams. Just focus on the dreams and the goals and keep pursuing it till it comes to fruition, till it comes to reality. And you don't even have to tell nobody. They're going to see your success. They're going to see you in the new car. They're going to see you in the new relationship. They're going to see you moving out. They're going to see you getting hired. And they're going to be literally amazed, because they're going to be like, when and how did this happen? How did this happen? How did she get there? How did he get that job? You worked for it. In the black community, They don't think that we're able to do nothing. They don't think that we're able to accomplish anything. They think we're all bums because we in the ghetto. No, a lot of us in the hood, in the ghetto, we was working our ASS off in order to get out, in order to build ourselves up. And it's like when we start to get successful, we get hated on even more by our own people. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's crazy. But hey, you know, it is what it is, guys. I'm gonna get up on out of here. I don't want to be here too long. Just want to give y'all an update on what Trump is doing. So Trump pretty much deployed the National Guard to place the DC Metro Police under full federal control. Not because there are bad elements of police. No. It is because the police are overwhelmed when it comes to the amount of crime they got to deal with. So the National Guard is brought in. And it's because of black people, the savages of the black community that are committing these crimes. And they're pretty much getting ready to clean this all up, right? You said, facts, I left the hood a long time ago. Yeah, you got to leave and never go back. Going back is like going back into your vomit. You know what I mean? Even if you know people in the hood, you can salute them from afar. If you do happen to visit, it is what it is. But I wouldn't really recommend going back because a lot of times you might have ops and jealous people and people there trying to line you up, especially if you fly, driving nice. You know, people gonna be jealous, man. It is what it is. There don't be a lot of people that show love, bro. You know? So I'm gonna get up on out of here. I'll catch y'all later with more. I got some uploads. I got about probably 5 videos I gotta upload. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed already, double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna go upload these videos. Y'all check them out when y'all got time. We'll be back later on with more content. And you gotta stay safe out there. If you live in the DC area, in these communities where it's a lot of crime and violence, stay out of the way because the National Guard is pretty much being deployed and it's gonna get crazy. So if you got a son, you better whip him into shape now. You know, you better let them know now because they're not playing. They're gonna put your sons in the penitentiary. They're gonna put them in concentration camps, or they will unalive them. They're not playing with you now. They're tired of the crime. They're tired. You see? So it is what it is. So I'm gonna get up on out of here. Y'all stay safe. Y'all have a blessed day. Drive safe if you on the road. Shout out to all the working black men, the working black women, the civilized black folk in the black community that are still in the hood, in the projects and slums. But these are the working class people that go to work, come home, do what they got to do. Salute to you, good people who are on the grind doing what you got to do. It's just unfortunate that you got to deal with this BS. I know what that's like when you're a civilized human being who just want to live life and you're surrounded by a bunch of damn animals. I know what that feels like, man. And it's just sad because you're looking at your people and you're like, it's just depressing, man. So, hey, rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video. Yeah, peace and blessings. And shout out to Caramel, Kimmy Kim. I see you. Peace and blessings, everybody. I'm out. Catch you later.